win that seat. Again, that's one of those seats where there's a huge question mark. Did the Congress again mess up? Didn't have a strong candidate to take on Rahul Narvekar? Did they not prepare for it? But the real story early in Maharashtra is clearly coming from the ST and SC constituencies of Vidarbha at the moment. That's where, whether it's a Melghat, whether it's a Washim, whether it's Badnera, whether it's Teusa, these are the Atsalpur, these are all constituencies at the moment which are seeing a tinge of saffron. And remember, in the Lok Sabha, Rahul, Vidarbha was dominated by the Mahavikas Aghadi. So that saffron which you're seeing at the top there in Maharashtra is where the worry is.
It's a massive reversal. If this continues, Vidarbha and Marathwada is where the BJP lost out during the Lok Sabha elections. If they're able to hold on to this orange belt over here, it would be to the credit of the BJP and the kind of micromanagement. Look at the number of trips that Amit Shah made to Marathwada and Vidarbha. He understood that this is where the contest is, this is where Maharashtra will be decided, and a lot of effort was made in trying to micromanage the communities and bring them on the side of the Mahayuti. So we've got 18 leads for the NDA at this moment, up 8 from the last elections, the BJP at 14, the Shiv Sena at 2, the NCP at 2, and remember, 90 is, according to the BJP, the magic figure from the BJP's perspective. If the BJP gets more than 90 seats, then they'd want their own man. And there's already a massive clamor from within the party, cadre, leaders, that you can't end up as the single largest party and not have your man as chief minister. Rajdeep, how do you think that's likely to play out? 80 and below, the buzz in Maharashtra is they'll be forced to go with Eknath Shinde. If it's 90 plus, they'll say this has to be a BJP chief minister.
Look, the local BJP is determined to have a local, that they want their man. They believe that they sacrifice the chief ministership for Eknath Shinde. It's time to return the favor. But you're right, if the BJP ends up at around 80 and is dependent on both Eknath Shinde and Ajit Pawar to form the government, then Eknath Shinde potentially could remain chief minister. Remember also, there are crucial municipal elections in Maharashtra a few months from now. And many believe keeping Eknath Shinde will keep the Shiv Sena UBT in check and away from Mumbai. So you could even have a scenario, make Eknath Shinde for 6 months and then replace him. Remember, they've gone into this election with his face. He's been one of the favorites, but the local BJP does want Devendra Fadnavis. Fadnavis wants himself.
But there is a problem there. If you see, Jarange Patil in his agitation has largely been an anti-Fadnavis, anti-BJP agitation. So could Eknath Shinde emerge in some ways as the Nitish Kumar of Maharashtra? That he becomes very difficult to get rid of. You've got him now. He's a Maratha leader. He's worked incredibly hard, working up till 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock.
If I have got 90 seats, I've got 90. And Shinde ends up with 35.
Sure.
That's almost three times. Why will I not get the chief ministership? I think if Eknath Shinde crosses 45, 50, so he does remarkably well, and the BJP is at 90, then Eknath Shinde could well say, I've got the highest strike rate.
So it's the election, Amitabh Tiwari, where you want to do very well yourself, but you also want to ensure that your friends also don't do too well.
Yes.
If they do less than very well, that's better for you.
Because Eknath Shinde has to maintain that equilibrium. BJP was 2.5 times of Eknath Shinde. So if BJP still is 2.5 times of Eknath Shinde's party, then he could come around and say, what has changed? Why should I not be the chief minister? Because things remain the same. It's only when this ratio deteriorates, as you're pointing out.
But his leverage is much lesser after the results come out.
No, because if you see, if the mandate is one way, then it is very difficult to replace a sitting chief minister who has enabled you to get that mandate. He is fairly popular.
Yeah,
so
but you saw what happened with Shivraj Singh Chauhan in Madhya Pradesh. I mean, he won the BJP the mandate in the state of Madhya Pradesh. And where did that leave him? So I don't know whether that is a factor really.
See, because he was from the party and this...
This is an intra-party.
Yeah, it's an
Who do you think is most likely, Sheila Ben, to be the next BJP president?
No, I think Fadnavis. Because President, okay. No, I'm talking of Maharashtra. I don't think there is much of a debate remaining because all the videos of BJP showed Fadnavis along with Modi. So I think they have already given the clue very clearly because videos shown on television on Maharashtra election, BJP videos, shown Fadnavis. So that matter settles.
Okay. Let's take a look at the numbers.
But BJP president should be, I think, a woman. Because the way
Which woman will they make president? Who do you think is most?
The way they always, BJP has such a smartness, how they bring Draupadi Murmu like that. I think if Modi wants, he will find somebody. But
Yes,
because the
Saroj
way
Pandey is there.
this
You
is
have,
happening, I feel this is a curtain raiser to women's reservation, which BJP has already promised.
Women call the shots, they decide who's in power, who's not.
It will be really historic if BJP gets women president.
You know, the Maharashtra story is very interesting. All the results or trends largely are coming at the moment from Vidarbha.
Yeah.
And that's where you're seeing the domination of the BJP. Remember, BJP won 29 seats there last time out of the 62. If these trends hold, they could go beyond that. If these trends hold. And if that happens, whoever wins, if the BJP holds on to Vidarbha, you can say with relative safety, BJP will be Maharashtra #1 party. That's without a doubt. If they hold and win big there, you can say without a shadow of a doubt, Mahayuti will form the next government. Because the BJP strongholds are yet to come in places like Mumbai and North Maharashtra. In North Maharashtra, we have one lead, which is in Nandurbar, in an ST constituency. BJP doing well in
But
the
that's
tribal
what-
and Dalit
Ranjit,
pockets.
That Dalit and the tribal pockets, even if you look at Vidarbha, that is where the BJP is doing really well at. So
That's where we are getting a lot of the results also.
Yeah.
The plank of the Agadi is actually working.
But
if
if
the
this is-
cotton issue is not an issue, if you know the other prices of important
Agrarian
things like-
distress is not an
That's
issue.
what I'm saying. So that is not an issue. Even to an extent, Maratha reservation issue is not hurting the BJP that much, and BJP is able to decimate Congress party in Vidarbha. So all the lead that Congress was able to garner in the Lok Sabha election has just evaporated.
We can
and,
take a look
and the Congress leads, for example, are coming in places where they expect to win. For example, Aslam Sheikh is one of the few Congress candidates in Mumbai expected to win. He's leading at the moment in Malad West. You've got R.R. Patil, late R.R. Patil's son Rohit Patil, who's leading in Taskau from the NCP, Sharad Pawar faction. So the NCP and Congress are only winning in their limited strongholds at the moment. But the turnaround is taking place mainly in Vidarbha, where you've got sitting Congress leaders also losing at the moment. So that could make a huge difference. Remember, only Nitin Gadkari survived the Congress wave in Vidarbha in the Lok Sabha. If this is a turnaround, this is a huge turnaround at the moment. That's the early morning story at the moment.
Let's take our viewers through how some of the well-known candidates are doing in Maharashtra, where we have trends. So Ajit Pawar at this moment is leading in Baramati. This is a grudge battle. He's up against his brother, son Yogendra Pawar, who's trailing at this moment. Ajit Pawar currently, who's an incumbent MLA from Baramati, is currently leading. You got Devendra Fadnavis in Nagpur Southwest. He's leading as well. He's up against Praful Gudhade of the Congress, the former chief minister, hoping to get rid of that former tag and be chief minister again. Nana Patole in Sakoli, the Congress's strongman. He left the Congress, came back into the Congress, is the current state party president. He's up against Avinash Brahmankar. He's currently leading in Sakoli. I'll see who else we can pull out results for just at this moment. These are initial trends. Zishan Siddiqui in Bandra East currently leading. We also have a lead for Rahul Narvekar in Kolaba. Rahul Narvekar, the Speaker of the Maharashtra Assembly, up against Hira Navaji Devasai, currently leading in Maharashtra. Rajdeep.
You know, I think what you're seeing in Maharashtra is most of the heavyweights are the only ones of the opposition who are holding their own. In all marginal constituencies, BJP ahead. And that, in a sense, could make a huge difference. Remember, many of these are multipolar. Preeti made the point of the Vanchit Bahujan Agadi, for example, playing the role of a spoiler in some parts of Vidarbha. We'll have to wait and see how that plays out. It's interesting, you're now also getting a few others in Ramtek, where there is an important Congress rebel who's contesting. He was hoping to get the ticket, he didn't get it, so he contested as a rebel. So you've got a few rebels also who are now slowly making a bit of an impact in this election. But by and large, when you're 36-6, you sense that the wind could be blowing one way, at least in these early trends, suggesting that the BJP-led alliance could be heading, or the Shinde-led alliance could be heading for a big victory there. By contrast, Jharkhand, where we are seeing also the NDA in Jharkhand as well, is in these early trends winning 10-5.
So let's take
in
our
both
viewers-
these big in both the states, advantage NDA this morning.
Let's take our viewers through how the prominent leaders are doing in Jharkhand at this moment. Babulal Marandi, who hopes to be chief minister in case the BJP comes to power, up against Nizamuddin Ansari of the JMM. He's currently leading in Dhanwar. Apart from that, I want to give you results for Dumka. It's a tribal reserved seat in Dumka. Basant Soren, the brother of Hemant Soren, up against Sunil Soren, who's a former Lok Sabha MP of the BJP. Basant Soren in Dumka currently on the lead. Let's give our viewers a sense of what's happening in the Chief Minister's constituency of Barhet, where the incumbent Chief Minister is currently leading against his BJP opponent. Let's also take you to Sita Murmu in Jamtara. Jamtara, of course, infamous for all the cyber frauds that happened there. Sita Murmu, the daughter-in-law of Shibu Soren, is currently leading on a BJP ticket against Irfan Ansari of the Congress. After this, who else can I show you? Okay, Kalpana Murmu Soren. On a JMM ticket, the wife of the Chief Minister against Munia Devi of the BJP, Kalpana Soren is currently leading. That's how it looks like in Jharkhand, where the big picture suggests, if I look at the big picture for Jharkhand, we've got 20 leads at this moment out of 81, 14 of those for the NDA, 12 for the BJP, 2 for its alliance partner, the Students' Union. The India Alliance currently leading on 6, down 4 from the last time, 5 for the JMM. And the problem there is that the Congress at this moment has just 1 lead, Rajdeep.
One interesting thing is that if you see here also, the leads are coming from Santhal Pargana largely,
Sure.
where there is a turnaround, where the BJP had done very poorly in 2019.
You know what we're, one of the battles within a battle in Maharashtra, as we've been saying, is Ajit Pawar versus Sharad Pawar. And you remember, Ajit Pawar is fighting Yogendra Pawar, his nephew. In the Lok Sabha, it was Supriya Sule fighting Sunetra Pawar, Ajit Pawar's wife. At the moment, in that battle of the Pawars in Baramati, advantage Ajit Pawar. Not surprising. He's been a dominant.
Was a very weak candidate.
Sorry?
Yugendra was a very, very weak candidate. You cannot just thrust anybody out there and say that, okay, Pawar Senior is going to bless him and he's going to get all the wickets.
But, you know, so therefore we have to see the final margin. Ajit Pawar won by a huge margin last time over a lack of votes. We'll have to see that margin. Interestingly, Sharad Pawar's wife, Pratibha Pawar, whom many believe is the sort of head of the family, actually campaigned for Yogendra for the first time. She stayed away from politics so far, but she came for the final rally. So that battle within a battle that's taking place in Baramati, advantage Ajit Pawar, at least for now. Yes.
Too early to say that, caveat must be said that, but I think pure politics of Maharashtra carries lots of human stories.
Yeah, sure, but I just want to put a huge caveat. All the Marathi channels are putting it at level pegging. One of them is 51-50. So the local channels are all putting it at 51-50 with 7 or 8 independents and smaller parties. So there are two.
Don't hope against hope.
No, I'm giving you what I'm seeing.
So I'm also seeing TV9 is saying 68-69 to Yuti and 50 to Agadi.
Yeah, so I mean, remember, 68, 69 to 50 is not one-sided. The moment it closes, you need to be secure. One party needs to be 140 plus. Then you have a clear government. The moment you go below that, then you are looking for independents and smaller parties and the demands they make. I still think Mahayuti has the advantage even there because they have the resources. They have many more independents who might back them. Some of the smaller parties, Samajwadi Party, MIM, PWP may go with the Mahavikas Agadi. But by and large, independents will go whoever is giving them power. Prakash Ambedkar openly said, Vanchit will also go with whoever gives them power. So I think advantage Mahayuti even at 130. I think Mahavikas Agadi needs 140. That's one of the, so it's not just the lead, which is a huge lead for the Mahayuti, but Mahavikas Agadi is going to have to make a spectacular comeback to actually be in the race in this election.
And incidentally, the ECI website does not show a single lead.
It hasn't started showing any leads yet.
No, but can I just explain why that happened? So we've got, these correspondence stringers at several counting centers. We've got a data agency which provides us these points. The ECI will put up their first set of data at 9:30 a.m. That's the first set of data that comes out from the ECI, which is a reliable indicator of what the Election Commission is saying at that moment. Before that, you've got the very initial leads coming in, which is how they're brought together and presented on India Today at this time. So we've got 47 leads at this moment from Maharashtra, 28 of those for the BJP, 7 for the Sena, 4 for Ajit Pawar's NCP. On the other side, the India Alliance down 12 seats from the last time. The UBT has only 1. The Sharad Pawar NCP has only 1. Congress has 5. It's not at this moment. And if this is Perth, the UPA is off to a disastrous start, a bit like India yesterday. But the only difference was Australia did quite as badly when they started batting too.
That's a good point to go to Arshpreet Khadial, spokesperson, Congress, waiting on us. Arshpreet, last time in Haryana, you all were celebrating prematurely. Now it appears you have little reason to celebrate at all this morning so far, because in both the key states, it's the BJP who's ahead. If these results hold, will the Congress accept that all the glow of Lok Sabha is gone and you're back to square one?
Well, Rajdeep, let's not judge a book by its cover. It's just 8:30 in the morning and you'll see that we'll be winning with a clear majority. And number two, there was massive anti-incumbency against the ruling regime of the Bharatiya Janata Party and their allies, because we all saw what they have been doing, the Operation Lotuses that have been happening, the misusage of agencies, whether it be the IT, the ED, the CBI, whether it be Mr. Vinod Tavade, who was caught on camera distributing money to influence voters. This is something that the people have always disliked about the ruling regime, number one. Number two, we've all seen one thing, that the Bharatiya Janata Party has been accustomed to arm twisting people, and we have seen that the Bharatiya Janata Party has been accustomed to being indulged and to being involved in these kind of activities, and therefore there have been many malpractices that have been witnessed in this election. That's two. Number three, the Bharatiya Janata Party and their allies have failed on 5 issues: law and order, women empowerment, farmers issues, and they failed on corruption issues, and they failed on the development issues. What we are trying to say here is,
are we now once again blaming EVMs, talking about malpractice, arm twisting? Is that the narrative we are going to take this morning?
well, it's not about the narrative, it's what's been witnessed. Have we not seen Mr. Vinod Tavade on camera distributing money? Is that even a question? We have all seen that happening on camera. And what action has been initiated against the
justification of what you see on the board right now, where especially the Vidarbha region, where you have the maximum dibs in, if it comes down to the direct fights, out of 75, 36 are the direct fights with the BJP in Vidarbha. And at least what initial trends seem to suggest, Arshdeep, all with the UT leads.
Well, see, as far as the Election Commission of India's website is concerned, is it showing even a single seat that's going in the favor of the ruling? That's way early to judge. Let's not judge a book by its cover is one. And number two, like I said, the people will be ousting the ruling regime because of the anti-incumbency that has built over the years and because of the unethical conduct of the ruling. Number three, I want to ask from the Bharatiya Janata Party, is there 5 things that the BJP's regime has done in the last couple of years? 5 things that the Bharatiya Janata Party and their allies could tell. There's nothing that the BJP has done and their allies have done. And
let me leave it there. As you said, let's not judge a book by the cover. Let's also not make let's not also jump ahead of ourselves and claim anti-incumbency sweeping, because in these early trends, at least, it's certainly not happening in Vidarbha. And it's often an old saying, Rahul, in Maharashtra, Vidarbha jinkla, Maharashtra jinkta. Because it's 62 seats and it often is a critical barometer as to which way the wind is blowing. These are seats which are rural, these are seats which are tribal, there are large number of SC seats. So it gives you a sense of what is the mood in rural Maharashtra. It's 6 elections still, but Vidarbha clearly at the moment has a tinge of saffron around it.
Let's take our viewers through the strike rates for the different alliances in Maharashtra this morning. Of the trends that we have available, the NDA leading on 44 of the 52 seats for which we have trends. That's an 85% strike rate. The India Alliance leading only on 7 out of 52. That's a 13% strike rate. So if this is an exam, at this moment, the India Alliance is failing and the NDA is acing it. Whether this continues still remains to be seen. But in the initial trends, that's what it looks like in Maharashtra. If I were to do the same for you in Jharkhand and give you a sense of the strike rate of the different parties in Jharkhand, you will see there as well, the NDA is off to the better start. In Jharkhand, the strike rate for the NDA at this moment, 71%. Less than the 85 that they have in Maharashtra, but more than the 29 that the India Alliance has. India Alliance currently leading on 10 out of 35. 29% strike rate for the India Alliance, a 71% strike rate for the NDA. Who's most likely, Amitabh Tiwari, in your view, to be Chief Minister if the JMM India Alliance comes back to power in Jharkhand? And on the other side, do you think Babulal Marandi has the brightest chance of being Chief Minister again?
I think if India bloc comes to power, then it is likely to be continuity. It's likely to be Hemant Soren until he wishes to install Kalpana Soren as the chief minister. And
But why would he? If he's out of jail, there's no reason.
You see, she has been the star campaigner, and until he wants now to have some sort of a national role, gets the confidence, blah, blah, blah. And in Maharashtra, it is, if the NDA comes to power, then it is, I don't think it is going to be a tribal chief minister from BJP side. It is likely to be an OBC face from BJP side in Jharkhand.
Because
we're getting also
Jharkhand
some trends in Marathwada. The first trends in Marathwada are also going the way of the NDA. And remember, Marathwada was the other region where the MVA has placed most of its hopes. This is where Maratha reservation agitation was at its peak. This is where the soybean challenge was there of giving remunerative prices. So if you've got Marathwada and Vidarbha, add the two of them together, that's 106 seats between them, 62 place and 46. You've got 108 seats. If in the 108 seats I'm winning, then if I win in the cities, in the Mumbais, in the Punes, then it's clearly advantage to the Mahayuti. The Mahayuti at the moment is leading in places where the MVA was expected to do well, which is Marathwada and Vidarbha. So that's why the numbers are as stark as you're finding the Mahayuti is so strongly ahead of the MVA, because they're winning in areas, Rahul, where the MVA was supposed to do well.
Let's show that to our viewers now. An urban-rural breakup for Maharashtra. Out of the 22 urban seats for which we have trends at this moment, remember there are 115 total urban seats in Maharashtra. We have trends for 22. I define urban seats as a seat which has more than 60% urban population. So here you've got 19 leads for the NDA, up 6 from the last time. India Alliance has 2 initial leads, down 3 from the last time. Both of these are for the Congress. In the NDA, you've got 14 for the BJP, 3 for the Sena, 2 for the Ajit Pawar faction. If I come now to rural Maharashtra, we have trends for 36 out of 173 seats, which are classified as being rural. Here you've got rural and semi-rural, okay? So you've got 30 leads for the NDA, up 14 from the last time. India Alliance is at 6, that's down 10 from the last time. And therefore, in the trends that are currently available, it seems the Mahayuti is off to a rollicking start, Rajdeep.
There isn't a single region at the moment. Just take a look at Mumbai. Mumbai, you've got 3 seats at the moment where which are there. 2 to the NDA, 1 to India. But it's in Vidarbha, as I said, it's 35-2. I mean, that's a wipeout at the moment there in Vidarbha. You go to Western Maharashtra, which is Sharad Pawar's bastion, it's 2-1. So very early days there. In Marathwada, it's 2-0. Again, very early days in Marathwada. Konkan Thane, which the NDA is expected to dominate, it's 1 seat each. But really the story, the early story of Maharashtra is primarily from Vidarbha, 36-3 at the moment. I expect that to change. There are seats where you would expect Mahavikas Aghadi top leaders to hold their own. At the moment, the only top leader of the Mahavikas Aghadi who's seemingly holding his own is Nana Patole, but all the others are
Not even right now,
and even he's trailing there. So even he's trailing there. So all the seats in Vidarbha really is where you're seeing a saffron sweep. If that sweep is maintained come 11 a.m., it's game, set and match. Yeah. You can be assured that the Mahayuti is winning with a big majority. If that changes, then Maharashtra opens up again. So I think it's going to have to, for the Mahayuti, they're going to have, Mahavikas Aghadi, they're going to have to hope that Vidarbha, these early trends do not last more than another hour.
So let's go region by region in Maharashtra and take you through how the different regions are faring in the leads that we have available. I'll start with Mumbai, which has 36 seats. We have trends currently for 5 of them. Both of these have currently gone to the BJP. That's Kolaba and Bandra East. We have 3 leads for the India Alliance. The 3 leads that we have are from Andheri East, Baikula and Malad West. So those are the leads for the India Alliance. From there, if I now come to Marathwada, where the NDA had done badly in the Lok Sabha elections, here we've got 1 out of 47. That is from Jalna, and that's going in favor of the NDA at this moment. Let's now come to Western Maharashtra. In Western Maharashtra, we have leads for 6 out of 70. 3 of those for the NDA, 3 for the India Alliance. So it's equally split in Western Maharashtra at the moment. From there, let's now go to Northern Maharashtra. 12 leads for the NDA, holding on to their leads from the last time. The India Alliance leading on 7, 1 for the UBT, 3 for Sharad Pawar's faction, 3 for the Congress. From there, let's now come to the prize catch of Vidarbha. in Vidarbha, which is where the maximum initial leads have come in from. The NDA at 37, up 12 from the last time. The India Alliance at 8, down 6 from the last time. The BJP bagging a whopping 30 of the 37 leads. The Sena at 5, the NCP at 2. India Alliance has 8 leads, 3 for the UBT, 2 for Sharad Pawar's faction, and 3 for the Congress. This is where the script seems to be coming apart for the India Alliance in Vidarbha just at this moment, Rajdeep.
You know, let me explain for our viewers why Vidarbha, the politics of Vidarbha. This used to be for the longest time a Congress-dominated region. There were seats that the Congress had never lost in the Lok Sabha for the first 50 years after independence. The BJP's first breakthrough also really didn't come in Vidarbha outside the urban pockets. Because Vidarbha was traditionally seen with a large Dalit, Muslim, Kunbi population, that so-called DMK alliance was built around the Congress party. It's only in the last 20 years that Vidarbha has started to change. The BJP began to make gains. When the BJP started to grow in Vidarbha, that's when they became a major party of power. Then you have leaders like Devendra Fadnavis, comes from Nagpur Southwest, Nitin Gadkari, Sudhir Mungantiwar, a lot of their leaders started to also come in from Vidarbha. Early leaders of the BJP had come from Marathwada, Pramod Mahajan, Gopinath Munde. In recent times, by building in Vidarbha, the BJP was able to expand into rural Maharashtra outside the urban pockets. If they win big here, it means that the BJP has gone back and consolidated its leads, and 2024 Lok Sabha was an aberration. But 2024 Lok Sabha, a lot of the domination was of the Congress once again. Yes, Preeti.
But Rajdeep, if you look at 2024 Lok Sabha, Gadchiroli is 1 seat of Lok Sabha.
Yes.
It was swept by the Congress in 2024.
Yes.
And right now you have the BJP leading. Look at the other, and Gadchiroli's got the maximum voting percentage this time as well, and 24 as well.
Also, a lot of rebels were there. You see, there the Congress's ticket distribution of the Mahayuti was under huge question.
That's what I'm coming on to. In places like Chandrapur, in places like Gadchiroli is where the ticket distribution of the Congress was questioned. Even in, if you look at Amgaon, that's also a ST seat, Rajdeep. This was a seat which the Congress thought they had it in the bag. And if the tribal seats are now shifting to the BJP, then there is a problem for the Congress on hand.
Okay, the best news at the moment for the Mahavikas Aghadi, we are seeing slowly making some gains in northern Maharashtra and places like Dhule, North. But whether these trends will hold is another matter. But you're seeing Dhule rural, Erandol, some places in North Maharashtra, small gains being made at the moment. But by and large, it's Marathwada and Vidarbha which is driving this surge of the NDA, the Mahayuti, in the very interesting constituency, Kankauli in Konkan, beautiful place. Nitesh Rane contesting from there, son of former Chief Minister Narayan Rane, former Union Minister, is leading there. So in the Konkan also, Kudal, the other brother, Nilesh Rane and Nitesh are both contesting, one in Kudal, one in Kankauli, both are leading. Savantwadi, where Deepak Kesarkar, who was the spokesperson of the Shiv Sena Shinde group, is leading. This is the most beautiful part of Maharashtra. When you go from the air, you see these magical beaches unspoiled. The politics not so magical, I'm afraid. But you're seeing in Konkan at the moment again, the Shiv Sena Shinde group making the gains, and this is one of the battles within a battle. So the two battles within a battle, NCP versus NCP, I would say it's even at the moment, although Baramati Ajit Pawar is ahead. In the Konkan region, clearly advantage to the Shiv Sena Shinde group, including the likes of Nilesh and Nitesh Rane, the family member. Dynasties actually work in Maharashtra, it appears.
Okay, you speak of dynasty, we can show you how the dynasts who are in the fray in Maharashtra are doing at this moment. There are 14 people who are contesting on a BJP ticket. We have 3 of those leading at this moment. Congress has 8, at least 8 dynasts. 2 are leading. 2 of the 3 NCP, Ajit Pawar faction dynasts are leading, and 2 out of the 6 UBT dynasts are leading. But more interestingly, I want to show you now the retain ratio for the different parties in Maharashtra. So of the seats for where we have trends, the BJP won 34 last time round. They're currently retaining 82% of the seats that they'd won in the last election. So the BJP at this moment has a retain ratio of 82%. The Congress at this moment has a retain ratio of only 36%, which essentially means of all the seats that they won last time, from within that, the seats for which we have trends at this moment, which is 22 out of 44, the Congress is retaining only 36 and at this moment trailing on 64% of the seats for which we have trends. The Shinde Sena at this moment is retaining 92% of the seats that Shinde Sena MLAs had won in the last elections. The Uddhav Balasaheb Thackeray Sena, 6 trends, they're retaining on 6 at this moment. क्या हुआ?
आपने ये सिक्सर कहाँ मार दिया? 52 plays 55. Rahul Kanwal, you have to explain this. What was 53 plays? Look, all of this,
But
according to
Rajdeep,
me, that's why I'm hesitant to make any
But
lie. And
Rajdeep,
what
what's
suddenly
interesting?
happened?
What's interesting?
Because suddenly Western Maharashtra
Yeah.
is coming in. And in Western Maharashtra, the domination as of now, and again, I must again make the point as of now, when I look at the region-wise map of Maharashtra, and you see Western Maharashtra at the moment, clearly the domination is with Sharad Pawar's group. So, moment you go into the western part of Maharashtra, it is India Alliance 8, that's the Vikas Aghadi, NDA 4, 2-1. Remember, there are 58 seats. You add Ahmednagar, it's 70. I think we are taking Western Maharashtra as 70. Suddenly, the picture changes. So you're creating a situation, and that's what worries me till 9:30.
Yes.
Please do not make larger predictions of who's
But
going to win,
Rajdeep,
because it's all turning.
it's so interesting because we've talked about regions and the politics that exists between regions and within regions. Marathwada, we spoke of the Jarange factor. We spoke of how he goes after Devendra Fadnavis. We've also spoken of how he doesn't say a word against Eknath Shinde. Guess who's leading in Jalna, where he started his agitation from?
Yes.
Eknath Shinde's party.
Yeah, no, look.
Right now.
But don't forget, Eknath Shinde is a Maratha.
Exactly.
So the Maratha,
Exactly.
the fact is, Eknath Shinde was seen by some as propping up Zarange Patil. This was the conspiracy theory that he wanted to build himself as a Maratha leader, position him. Just to explain to our viewers, Marathwada is where the Maratha reservation agitation started last year in September. This is where you also have a large OBC population. The BJP focused on OBC groups there, Mali, Dhangars, Vanzaras. Those are the groups that the BJP focused on. So don't write off anyone in any region of Maharashtra. This is going to go down to the wire.
But Rajdeep, no, if you actually do look at Marathwada, the BJP is not making any gains yet. So it is the Eknath Shinde faction, and that is classic with what most people, reporters, maybe not pollsters, saw in the Marathwada region.
Devendra Fadnavis did not go to Marathwada because he was worried that
Exactly.
if Devendra Fadnavis into rural Marathwada.
I'm hoping there was an OBC versus Maratha consolidation.
That's right. So I think Marathwada again will be one of those regions to be looked at very interestingly. One of the 6 battles within a battle in Maharashtra. At the moment, that's much more even. The battle in Western Maharashtra is much more towards the Mahavikas Aghadi. The battle in Mumbai is also even at the moment. Konkan and Thane, the battle is in the favor of the Shinde Sena. And you've got the battle of Vidarbha, which is heavily weighted in favor of the Mahayuti. The lead that the Mahayuti had is being driven by what you're seeing in Vidarbha at the moment. So it is a mixed picture. Very early trends now. We still don't even have, I want to make it very clear, the first round is also not over. And an average constituency has 15 to 20 rounds in Maharashtra. Remember also multipolar. So you have about 68 seats where you have at least 5 strong candidates in Maharashtra. Given all of that, all these early trends may well get reversed. Either the Mahayuti goes much further ahead, or the MVA, which only a minute ago on this program had actually gone ahead of the Mahayuti for the first time, could also pull off a surprise. Maharashtra is going to be the classic, as of now in these early trends at least, a ding-dong battle that could change in an hour from now, and one side could go ahead. But that's what we are seeing at the moment. When you look at Jharkhand also at the moment, you will see that even in Jharkhand, you've got an election slowly building up there. What was NDA 25, India 10, but you're not yet getting the seats from many of the bastions of the JMM as well. Once you get that, you'll have a clearer idea. At the moment, Aishwarya Paliwal is at the BJP headquarters. Aishwarya, okay, but Preeti, your big takeaway so far in these very early trends that we are getting, what is it that has most surprised you? What is it that stands out?
Well, number one, what really surprised me is if we can even play out the Vidarbha region. the sweep of saffron, Rajdeep, because that would technically mean that the agrarian distress, which was spoken so much of, that how soya bean was the political crop, how farmers were not getting compensation, when it came down to the failed crop of soya bean, when they spoke of cotton, when they spoke of inflation, high price, all of that is not a factor because
Okay,
you do see a surge of saffron there.
Okay, let me for a moment look at Rahul's wonderful magic wall and look at some of the key candidates. Aditya Thackeray is leading at the moment in Worli. So Aditya Thackeray versus Milind Deora, that battle within a battle, he is leading at the moment. I'm not surprised. Remember, there's MNS's Sandeep Deshpande also. Ajit Pawar, interestingly, is leading there in the battle with Yogendra Pawar. So there are these very fascinating battles within a battle that are taking place in Maharashtra. I'm also going to be looking at which one else should we look at? Devendra Fadnavis, Nagpur Southwest, is against Praful Gudade, and he's a strong candidate. He was doing a very strong campaign, but Devendra Fadnavis has shown a certain domination of this part of it. He was the youngest mayor of Nagpur as a very, he's been meteoric. His rise in politics as one of the young faces of Maharashtra politics about a decade ago, very few people knew him in the early,
But he wanted to do a kind of politics which he wasn't able to practice. He preached it, pro-development, wanted to send out an image of being honest and hardworking, and then look at the mess that he finds himself in on account of having to poach from the Shinde Sena, poach from Sharad Pawar.
Rahul, he was the first chief minister of Maharashtra since Vasant Rao Naik in the 1970s to complete a 5-year term, 2014 to 19. He became, he was even being positioned as a future potential national leader of the BJP. Then 2019 comes, he says, "Me Puna Enar, I'll come back." Last minute finds the chair stolen away virtually from him. Decides to hit back, forms a government, perhaps the one big mistake he made, formed that government with Ajit Pawar, lasted just a few days. That setback.
Didn't want to be deputy CM.
Didn't want to be deputy.
Kind of nudged to be deputy
and
CM.
And don't forget, even when the Lok Sabha defeat took place, he offered to resign. And then that resignation was taken back. If they win, if the Mahayuti wins, it will be a big day for Devendra Fadnavis. If BJP gets more than 90, there will be a huge demand from below that Devendra Fadnavis come back as Chief Minister of Maharashtra.
Vinod Tavade may not like that very much.
Well, Vinod Tavade then will not matter. I do think, though, that there is a view, as Amitabh mentioned, that Eknath Shinde's supporters also will feel, look, our candidate was, if the Mahayuti wins, we fought this election under his leadership, why should he not get it? That's post today what plays out.
But he doesn't have enough bargaining chips. Politics is about what chips you have on the chessboard. Eknath Shinde, if the BJP is above 90, Rajat simply doesn't have enough chips to be able to drive a hard bargain.
It's much, much more complex than that. Who is going to throw what? Like, what sides are they going to pick post the election results? We're just talking about the election results. After that, the dynamics might completely change because everybody has that leverage to
but
go
there's
to
too much bad blood between Uddhav Thackeray and Eknath Shinde for Shinde to now come back to the Uddhav Sena.
No, that is true. But, politics, especially in Maharashtra, I've seen everything under the sun.
It's the art of the possible.
That in Maharashtra, you cannot prejudge anything. Everything is kosher in Maharashtra.
So, Nana Patole is leading in Sakoli. Interesting again, because Nana Patole was once with the BJP, moved back to the Congress. Again, meteorically, suddenly became Congress president. Represents the Kunbi factor in Maharashtra politics. Rahul Gandhi talks a lot about OBC politics. You've got an OBC leadership in Maharashtra, unlike in Haryana. One of the differences between Haryana and Maharashtra is Congress didn't have an OBC leadership in Haryana. They put all their weight behind the Hudas. The BJP had an OBC leadership. You projected an OBC leader. Here he's hoping that if they win, he can become chief minister. I think that's been part of the problem. They got overconfident, but Nana Patole is leading.
They start counting chickens which haven't hatched yet.
That's right. I think that's been a huge problem.
It happened in Haryana and they were squabbling. I mean, we haven't even seen the results yet. And Sanjay Raut and Patole have been going at each other over which party gets to form the chief minister. Just hold on to your horses. Let the results come.
Nitesh Rane is interesting because he was seen as the face of this aggressive anti-Muslim politics that was launched by a section of the BJP in Maharashtra in the last couple of weeks. He's been accused of inflammatory speeches. FIRs were filed against him. The Ranes rule that particular Sindhudurg district. I didn't hear a single voice when I went down Malvan beach speaking against the Ranes.
He owns all the land there.
No, but you see, if you're seated in a television studio, you think, the Ranes are terrible. There are all these cases against them. Their politics is polarized. But go out there, he's the Dada of Sindhudurg. And I remember him as, in the 1980s when I started journalism, he was the head of the BST committee in the municipal corporation. He's from Mumbai, originally from Sindhudurg. Bal Thackeray sent him back to the Konkan to build the Shiv Sena in the Konkan. So he's an interesting character. And now he looks at you like this. I asked him a question again about the ED. The moment the interview was over, he said, he threw the mic away. Every time you ask me this question, Kadi Thamnar, when will you stop? And he pushed the mic away. Narayan Rane is quite a character, so is his son. Not exactly reputable characters, if I may add. Let's see if we have any more of these. Mumba Devi is a seat we are going to look at very closely.
China
Srijaya Chavan leading. This is the daughter of Ashok Chavan. They suffered a setback, lost Nanded after Ashok Chavan had switched Rahul from BJP to the Congress to the BJP. His daughter is standing from Bhokar, where her grandfather Shankar Rao won, where Ashok
But
Chavan
Ashok
has won.
Chavan interestingly took a position against Battinge to Cuttinge, saying it doesn't really work because Nanded does have a Muslim population. He would have been hoping to.
And the final one is my home constituency of Kulaba. Rahul Narvekar, speaker, became controversial for the verdict.
Lowest voting, just a point of trivia, in the state was in your constituency.
You see, in Kulaba, we have other things to do like watch Netflix. At least upper class Kulaba tends to watch Netflix or goes for a nice, evening out. That's the upper class. The Machimar Nagar people still vote.
There's only 45.
Rahul Narvekar has gotten closer now.
Okay, let's show our viewers what's happening in Jharkhand.
Rahul Narvekar has been in 3 parties.
That's right.
He's an epitome of what is happening in Maharashtra.
So we have
politics.
59 leads in Jharkhand. It's a dead heat at this moment. 21 leads for the JMM, only 5 for the Congress, 3 for the RJD. On the NDA side, we've got 29 leads, up 9 from the last time. 23 of those for the Bharatiya Janata Party, 5 for the All Jharkhand Students Union, the JDU yet to open its account, and the Lok Janshakti Party of Ramvilas Paswan, represented now by his son Chirag, with 1 lead in Jharkhand. It's a dead heat. And okay, here's what I'm excited about. Right here in the corner, you'll now start seeing what percentage of the votes have been counted. This is important because it gives you some perspective and context. Can we just zoom in there? So you can see here, 0.2% of the votes in Jharkhand have been counted. So when you get really excited, do a lot of panditry in your mind or listen to what everyone here is saying. Remember, at this moment in Jharkhand, of all the votes on offer, 0.2% of the votes have been counted. This is a new addition we just made because it gives you context, which I believe is very important. So when you look at these numbers, you know how much of the votes have been counted. 61 leads, 30-30. Jharkhand, Rajdeep, proving to be a very exciting contest.
With the caveat that you put very rightly, 0.2%. I mean, the problem with this kind of T20 kind of analysis is everything that you and I say and Preeti says and Amitabh and Rajat say will be clipped by media. Says, imagine if we say today, what a fantastic campaign that was run by the BJP in Jharkhand, by Hemanta Biswa Sarma, Shivraj Chauhan, and let's say a couple of hours later the situation changes. I think it's best to hold our horses and go by what we are seeing in real time at the moment. Mahayuti nears the 100-seat mark in early trends is what we're saying at the moment for Maharashtra. And I think the psychologically important number will be 140. 144 is halfway, but with all the independents, you will form a comfortable government, anyone who gets 140. So keep in mind, 140 is what you need. Australia is struggling to score 100 at Perth. So, the Mahayuti is doing better than even the Australians at the moment.
I have the first figures of the percentage of votes counted in Maharashtra. So far, in Maharashtra, 0.2% of the votes have been counted. So that will give you a sense. We have a total of 158 leads at this moment. The NDA, and this, remember, is the big battle. The NDA at this moment is running away with the election. 96 leads for the NDA, 70 for the BJP, 16 for the Eknath Shinde Sena, 10 for the Ajit Pawar NCP. The India Alliance is 52 leads. Of these 52, 13 are for the UBT, 20 are for Sharad Pawar's faction, 19 are for the Congress. Interestingly, at this moment, the Sharad Pawar faction ahead of the Congress when it comes to which is the #1 party in the Maha Vikas Aghadi. If I look at the stronghold scanner of the 16 BJP strongholds for which we have trends at the moment, the BJP is leading on 14 of them. If I look at the Eknath Shinde faction of the 3 strongholds for which we have leads, they're leading on 2, so they're largely holding on to their strongholds. whichever party it is that we are looking at, the Congress, we have 9 leads in seats that constitute a stronghold. Strongholds are seats that that party has won in every election over the last 3 elections. So if you win the same seat over 3 elections, it constitutes a stronghold. So interestingly, the NDA has got 4 leads on Congress strongholds. The India Alliance leading only on 5, down on 4, down 5 from the last time. The Congress, Rajdeep, in the very initial leads, not being able to hold on to its own strongholds.
That is the story of Maharashtra at the moment. 100. The Mahayuti has touched 100 in terms of lead. So that's a significant milestone that they've reached at this particular juncture. Also in our studio at the moment is the man who knows more about Maharashtra than any of us on this table. Sahil Joshi, our Mumbai Bureau Chief, joins us. Sahil, early trends, only 0.2% of Maharashtra has been counted. But is there something significant that you're already seeing? What I'm seeing, at least on our chart, is saffron in Vidarbha. That is the story at the moment.
More than that, I can also see that the Bharatiya Janata Party is leading more number of seats than that of the Mahavikas Aghadi, and they are far ahead than their alliance partners as well. So if this trend continues, what happens next about the chief minister position? If this trend continues and if they come to power, Mahayuti comes to power, then what happens to the chief minister's position? That's
What do you
I'm
think?
looking
No,
at.
what is the number at which you think the chief minister has to be from the BJP? Is there a number?
No, so the number has to be, if the BJP crosses 90 mark, then I don't think that the BJP will leave the chief minister's position. They
So
will
what
try
happens to Eknath Shinde then? He becomes a minister again.
He can become a minister, he can become a deputy chief minister.
Urban development?
Urban development is going to, he will try and retain urban development.
That's, you see,
which
that
he
is
loves.
that's the ministership in
department
Mumbai
which he
everyone
loves.
wants. But so therefore, what Sahil is saying is significant. You're saying 90 is the
90
psychologically
is
important.
the
And what you're seeing in these early trends is the BJP doing much better than its allies. Am I right?
At this point of time, yes. They are far ahead than their allies, not only against the Mahavikas Aghadi, but at this point of time, in the initial trends, the NDA has already reached to 100 mark. India Alliance is at 50 and the others are 10. So that 10 is also going to be really interesting because this is just an initial trend at this point.
Yeah, you see, I think, Rahul, the other thing to look at, 90, good number to look at from the BJP perspective. 60 is the number the Congress will need if they have to form a government, because then you can bank on Pawar pulling in with 40 and UBT with 35 and come close. The number to look at will be independents. Maharashtra has had an election in 1995 where 45 independents and smaller parties won. If independents cross 30, in my view, it will be difficult for any party to get a majority. Then the independents and smaller parties. So 30 for independents, 90 for BJP, 60 for Congress are the numbers to look out for.
For the first time, we now have leads available from the 49 assembly bypolls that are ongoing at this moment. Out of these, we have leads for 8 of them. 2 of those going to the BJP, 2 going to the Congress. So 8 leads out of the 48 assembly bypolls. 2 for the Congress, 2 for the BJP. The SP in Uttar Pradesh yet to open its account. If I look at the Lok Sabha bypoll where we have trends, we know for a fact that Priyanka Gandhi Vadra in the initial trends available from Wayanad is currently in the lead. So that's where things stand. Rajdi spoke of how Maharashtra is stacking up. If we spend a moment on Maharashtra and look at the seat shares, 98 leads for the NDA, 66 for the India Alliance. And this is very important. Remember, the India Alliance together is at 66. The NDA is at 98. The BJP is at 68. So the BJP by itself at this moment 2 seats more than the rest of the India Alliance. If it holds this way, it would be a formidable showing. And what's happened, Sahil, during the campaign is the fact that in Vidarbha and in Marathwada, the BJP has been able to recover a lot of ground they'd lost during the Lok Sabha elections.
Yeah, that clearly could be seen because, the BJP, they immediately understood that the Vidarbha is going to be their major issue, and that's how they tried to manage it, be it a caste combination, be it coming up with the schemes like Ladli Behna and make it happen that advertisements use it so much that it could reach to the people and counter the narrative of Samvidhan which the Mahavikas Aghadi tried to build during Lok Sabha elections. So they managed the elections well at this point of time. They concentrated on the districts like Chandrapur, Ramtek or Gadchiroli, where they were 6-0. I mean, in the Lok Sabha, all the 6 assembly segments Mahavikas Aghadi was leading. So they concentrated on those assembly segments and then planned their strategies. So it is giving them some kind of a results at this point of time, even though it's an initial trend. at this point of time, we can see that the BJP is leading on 80 seats almost, and those seats are mainly, if we can look at, are from Vidarbha and the region of Marathwada.
You know, there's something interesting I want to show our viewers. We have 17 seats at this moment where there's a direct fight between the Congress and the BJP. And just so that you understand what a direct fight means in the way that I've defined it, a direct fight is where BJP is 1 and Congress is 2, or Congress is 1 and BJP is 2. So where they're directly 1 and 2. So if the vote share suggests that BJP or Congress is 1 and 2, that constitutes a direct fight. 17 such leads, all 17 at this moment are for the BJP. The Congress, in any fight where it's direct BJP versus Congress, the Congress is yet to open its account. Just at this moment, this could change as the day goes on, but at this moment they haven't opened their account. In the two Sena fight, okay, you got Shinde Sena versus the Uddhav Balasaheb Thackeray Sena. We got 2 leads, both of those for the Shinde Sena. The UBT is struggling at this moment. Let's see the Sharad Pawar versus Ajit Pawar faction. Okay, so we've got 2 leads there, both of those for Ajit Pawar, not for Sharad Pawar. Both of those for Ajit Pawar, not for Sharad Pawar. Then I'll see if I can show you some BJP versus UBT. BJP versus Uddhav Thackeray, both of those for the BJP. UBT is struggling, both against Sena and against the BJP. Let's look at BJP versus NCP Sharad Pawar. 7 such seats, the BJP leading on 6 of those, NCP just on 1. And Congress versus the Eknath Shinde Sena, 1 such lead. Congress is trailing and the Shinde Sena is leading. But the big one there, BJP versus Congress, Rajdeep, where all those leads are for the BJP.
Another interesting seat that I'm going to look at closely, I'm sure Sahil and I will both, is Mahim. Mumbai, you know, we focused a lot on Worli, but Mahim, remember, is the ultimate Sena versus Sena battle. Amit Thackeray at the moment is leading. MNS is Amit Thackeray against Sada Sarvankar of the Shiv Sena and
Mahesh Sawant of Shiv Sena UBT.
Mahesh Sawant of the Shiv Sena UBT and Sada Sarvankar of the Shiv Sena Shinde group. Okay, let's quickly get in one reaction from all the guests that are joining us. Dr. Seema Malik is spokesperson of the NCP Sharad Pawar. Advocate Susiben Shah, spokesperson Shiv Sena, Shinde Group. Rohan Gupta, BJP spokesperson. Quick reactions from all of you first. Rohan Gupta, bhai, you're now, of course, with the BJP spokesperson. At the moment, it is advantage to you in both Maharashtra and Jharkhand. But what was looking like very one-sided just half an hour ago, the gaps in both states could be closing. What's your number for Maharashtra? You're a numbers man. Su number apana, Rohan bhai?
राजदीप भाई 200 टच थसे महायुति
200
टच करेंगे हम लोग
तमे डबल सेंचुरी ऊपर जाओ
राजदीप भाई 200 yes
so you're saying that you will get 200 in Maharashtra?
BJP 100 महायुति 200
on what basis
Absolutely
are you so
right.
confident
See,
with these numbers?
This trend, I'll tell you why, Rajdeep bhai, the way these numbers are coming. See, I am not the man who will just say that कि अभी हम रुझान में आ गए हैं तो मुझे हरियाणा मालूम है कि क्या होता है. But the way ground feedback was coming after the elections were over, कहीं पे उनका कोई narrative था ही नहीं. They were like on defensive. If their senior leader had to react on the narrative of BJP on the last day of campaign, it clearly shows that they have lost the election on that day only. There was no anti-incumbency, there was no cohesive alliance partners, there is no narrative, people won't trust their guarantees. On the other side, BJP had delivered in the state. And so,
Right.
so there are a lot of factors which clearly
So you're
show that
saying
people
you
will want a government
captured
which can
the
deliver and
narrative.
which can give the table.
Okay, so you believe you captured the narrative, you had a better
Absolutely.
campaign.
Absolutely.
And many will agree, certainly on the campaign point of view, it appeared even to me that Mahayuti had a more organized campaign than the Mahavikas Agadi. But Sushiben Shah, early trends again. Eknath Shinde's group doing well in Konkan, Thane. Mumbai is a tighter race. What is your number for Eknath Shinde's group? And do you believe that if, let's say, Baso Par, 200, you're also a Gujarati, 200 Baso Par tame thai jao, who gets the chief ministership? Sushiben, you're on mute. How long? You can't be on mute. You're a loud voice, you're on mute,
A
madam.
very good morning. I'm a
Good
Gujarati,
morning.
of course, yes, but I'm
Kem cho?
largely a Mumbaikar. But be as it may, it's a tight race in Mumbai, but we will surge forward, I will assure you that. And we are comfortably forming the government We had the right narrative. We had a very concentrated, focused approach on ground. We learned our lessons from Lok Sabha, and we were foots on the ground. We worked with the farmers, we worked with the women, we worked with the youth, and you see the results. And I'm telling you very, very confidently, we had our Mahila Sena touching more than 1 crore of ladies on ground. We had a team who went across Maharashtra. Some of us leading in Mumbai, and the
Initial
others
trends where
in
Vidarbha is
Maharashtra.
showing. Because in Vidarbha, it seems everything has been eclipsed by the Ladki Bahin Yojana. Farm distress eclipsed by the Ladki Bahin Yojana, at least with the initial trends.
Let me complete.
So the gamble that you took is paying off.
No. The point is that we led a very focused approach with the women. We ensured, we delivered. It needs immense political will. I kept on telling Mr. Joshi that it is the women voters. The surge in voting is only because of women, because of whether it be rural or whether it be urban. And we have delivered. The women have delivered. The Mahashakti have delivered. The Adi Abadi.
Sushiben Shah, it's too early because it's still counting. 116 in India Alliance and India Alliance
Very, very
87.
confident.
So they are catching up with you at this point of time. And the data shows at least that only 0.2% of the votes have been counted yet. So there is a long way to go. So let's hold for some time. Right now, these are very initial trends. But things are turning out to be very interesting. If this trend continues, then the BJP is going to be the largest party. And I don't think that the BJP is going to let the chief ministership position the way they did in 2022. So you need to really push it hard, You have to reach at least close to the BJP to put a claim on that, right?
That's a good point, Sahil. What is the number you think where Eknath, you said 90 BJP needs. What is the number Eknath Shinde needs to say, I want to be CM again?
0.5.
50?
He doesn't need his own number. He needs BJP's number to come to 70 to 75.
He needs BJP. Very interesting.
BJP's number to come down to 70 75.
Rajdeep, so far,
Yes.
0.4% of the votes have been counted. So as you get agitated...
In India's second largest state, by mind you, not even a small state, 0.4 of India's second largest
It's a
Lok Sabha
much
state.
bigger sample than any poll would have.
That's right.
But so far, just 0.4% of the votes have been counted. We have trends for 209 out of 288 seats. The India Alliance is currently leading on 87. That's up 28 from the last time. The NDA is leading currently on 117. But it's quite clear that the BJP is likely to be the #1 party. Within the India Alliance, a competition for who's ahead. And at this time, the Sharad Pawar faction is interestingly ahead of both the UBT and the Congress. Sharad Pawar faction scoring a higher strike rate than the Congress.
Old jungle saying, whether you're doing an exam in life or whether you're doing politics, work hard. There is no substitute for hard work. At 84, I keep saying this on the program, I saw Sharad Pawar out there far more than some people half his age. And if these numbers hold, Sharad Pawar becomes a factor because you add the 39 to the 15 that Ajit Pawar's faction is winning. The old NCP is 54. They become the second largest party after the...
But Rajdeep, you look at regions. Look at Marathwada, look at Western Maharashtra, and that is where
Western
the
is where
MVA is doing exceedingly well.
That's
look
right.
at Marathwada.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right.
And that is, see, according to me, Marathwada is going to be the deciding factor because in most of the regions, Mahayuti and Mahavikas Agadi are going to be at neck
But
and neck.
Sahil,
Except Vidarbha.
Except Vidarbha.
But if Vidarbha is swept by the saffron, then how will Marathwada be deciding
No,
factor?
but it will have to be countered. Somewhere it needs to be countered. In the rest of the regions, if you are going to be neck and neck, and if that Vidarbha is swept by the NDA, then Marathwada can be the counter.
The NDA only has 9 leads right now in Marathwada where it's concerned, and most of them are coming in from the Shinde-Sena.
0.4% votes are counted yet.
Exactly.
0.4% votes
I think everything should be said
Only
with 0.4% of the votes are counted.
Now look at my, Sahil and I both are Mumbaikars. I am a Mumbaikar in exile. Sahil is an original Mumbaikar. Look at the numbers at the moment for Mumbai. India Alliance now leading in 12. NDA leading in 9. So when I look at the Mumbai seats, for example, where importantly the India Alliance is leading, Anushakti Nagar. That's where Abu Azmi is contesting, presumably.
Anushakti Nagar is Nawab Malik's
Sorry,
daughter. Sana Malik is contesting.
Sorry, Nawab Malik is contesting. His daughter is contesting in the neighboring constituency against Abu.
No.
Sana
Ulta.
Malik is in
It's Abu Azmi is contesting in Mankur. In Anushakti Nagar, Nawab Malik's daughter is contesting. Sana Malik is contesting Anushakti Nagar.
Against
Fahad Ahmad
Fahad Ahmad, who's at the Faraz Ahmad, who's Swara Bhaskar's husband. He's leading. Malad West, Aslam Sheikh leading. In a lot of the areas where what Sahil and I call the Mamu factor of Mumbai, Maharashtrians and Muslims coming together, which we saw in the Lok Sabha, is giving a slight edge. Very early trends, you said less than 1%, so I don't want to make a larger point. But if they have any chance, the Mahavikas Aghadi, Rahul, in places like Mumbai or Western Maharashtra, they have to repeat what happened in the Lok Sabha. If they cannot repeat, if the Dalit vote switches to the Mahayuti, or if the Maratha vote partly switches to the Mahayuti, I don't think the Mahavikas Aghadi can win. Mahavikas Aghadi needs at least 80%